Okay, so I came to my channel and I'm under the Trippi Series to come in at some of these moon research vids here. If that's what they are, I'm gonna pop in here and see. But I think it's funny, 8 views. 8 views, this is the moon. Banging fucking job that I did getting the imagery out of here. Going in circles, doing 360s with my camera. Showing people the most amazing shit you ever fucking seen. And it gets 8 views. Very weird. Very fucking strange to me. I'm gonna throw a yellow filter on, let's see. It helps you a little. So this is going on the Trippi Series, but I'm just going to use these research vids. They're obviously not getting any views. Nobody's paying attention. I don't know what the fuck to say, man. Where's that green filter? Yeah, what a huge fucking waste of time this all is turning out to be. I'm gonna throw the green filter on. Now what I'm gonna do is just fast forward over here to where the camera settles down again. And what I'm doing is I'm watching the moon come through. Changes in lights and shadows, using the camera as a viewing device. Even if I don't have a great shot and it's a little bit blurry, don't worry about it, because all I'm doing right now is confirming the imagery. I don't care as long as it's the same image. If the image is a little blurry, that's okay with me, for what I'm looking for, the proof that I'm looking for. But come on, I mean, nobody can fucking see this shit. I mean, this is ridiculous now, man. It really is. It's been ridiculous. It was ridiculous 6 months ago. Now, all I'm doing is cropping the imagery for you. That's all I'm doing. Cropping the imagery. Pulling the imagery in so you'll concentrate on one area rather than let your eyes blur into a camouflage effect. Because it's image within image within image, so it gets difficult for some people anyways. Okay, so when you're confirming the imagery, when we hit some of these other research videos, you're going to see the same imagery much more clear for you. And then sometimes just wait too, because it's the camera, and the camera's trying to keep up with the telescope, so give it a minute, and then it might clear up. There's a lot of shit that could happen. I could just, but I mean, the imagery's all there, so. And what I'm doing also is I'm doing these 360s on the camera. I'm letting it go from beginning to end intentionally, because again, certain images you'll pull in more clearly, lights and shadows, lights and shadows. So this is the moon that we're looking at here. These are all under the Trippi series. So over here you can see I'm letting it run through in a different way. So I'm going to go forward over to here, and we'll just watch it run through here. Now this is this little shitty Vivitar camera too. I can see the blurriness, but that's okay. I'm just confirming imagery. That's all I'm doing. So don't worry about it, just watch. Come back out. Go back over if I can. Hopefully it doesn't bring me somewhere. Figures, brings me right to the fucking beginning. Hold on a minute. Okay, this is another one. This one is Trippi Series for Trippi part 85. It's a research vid. It's a little more clear than the last one. I'm going to leave the green filter on here for contrast. As usual, my screen is at 44 and 44 for contrast and brightness. And I'm just going to not move around too much. I'm just going to let you soak up whatever you can see. And it looks like I already took 1 or 2 notch turns on the camera as I'm doing 360s on the telescope with the camera. And as I can hear, it's the Vivitar, because the Vivitar pulsates when the batteries are dying. Probably explains some of the blurriness too. But it's okay. The imagery's all there. I can make it out clearly. And what I'm doing right now is I'm cropping, because you'll be missing one image and then see another and then see another as I'm cropping. I'm bouncing a little bit fast, but whatever. I think this fucking video got 8 views or something shit. Probably 4 of them are mine. So, who gives a fuck, right? Let's see. So it starts coming through this way over here. Matter of fact, let's do this. So I have to hold this thing the whole time. They're great videos, man. They're fucking great videos. Just take your camera phone out and use it as a viewing device, like I'm doing here. If you can throw some colored filters on, all the better. And maybe you'll pick up the imagery. Maybe people just, I don't know. That's pretty fucking blurry with that red on there. And that red filter is that dirty. Let's see what the looks like. Okay, and then I'll remind people, pause. Just pause, so you're not stressed out that the moon's still moving through your camera. And go ahead around and look in there. Take your camera phone out. see where else we got. Oh, I guess over here. So I just went forward a little bit. I press play, now it's on pause, hold on. Okay, here it goes. So again, if I want clarity, if you see things that you like, just come over here, press pause, and go ahead and look around. I would recommend pressing pause. It'll stop the shaking of the camera and you get to see things a little more clearly. Don't be afraid, move your screen around. Just fucking thing. Now, if my phone was in my hand, I could actually get in on this stuff a little bit better, but I always cover the microphone and then it really gets ridiculous too. Okay. I'm gonna come up here, and this looks like it's coming right down through here, so let's do this. So I always point out in my videos, you'll notice that on these research vids of the moon, you can't see nothing. What I'm doing is I'm purposely letting it come in. I'm purposely doing this, so take advantage of it. It's all lights and shadows, lights and shadows. So me coming in this way and doing it this way is purposeful. And I'm letting the images come in slowly. Lights and shadows, lights and shadows. It's gonna come up with those right there. Okay, and play. Okay, so I'm reminding you this is the moon coming through the telescope at a close distance. I always tell people don't zoom in on nothing because it just loses clarity. So therefore, it's a little blurry on the uptake, but there's no filter on it except for the filter I got on this camera now, which is a blue filter. Okay, before this video ends, it's already at 18 minutes. Again, we're just going to the Trippi Series, looking at these moon research videos that I've got posted everywhere, looking in at the imagery that's in the moon. Digital collection of electromagnetic nanocarbon from the area we call the moon. And I'm starting off with some of the shittier research vids, and they're still great for confirming imagery. So I'll point that out. Once I get over to here, over to the paper, again, does the same thing. And I'm going to do the paper with clouds as well. But, again, the moon, you can confirm the imagery. When you print up the moon, just print up the moon and do it on paper as well as going on the computer. You can get rid of glare issues, like if you do it at night and you don't have light coming in the windows. You can get rid of glare issues, but the imagery is banging. And you'll be able to confirm that it's always the same. You can go back and grab moon photographs from over the last, probably 50, 60 years, easy. Both forward telescope, reverse telescope, put them side by side like I'm telling you, and start turning them side by side and keeping them together. It's amazing to see. No matter where you are on Earth that you take this photograph of the moon, you're always going to get the same exact imagery at the same exact angles. And no matter if it's on paper, it's on the computer, it's on the cell phone, it doesn't matter. Plastic, sheet, doesn't matter. It's always the same. It's fucking unbelievable. So you have to see it for yourself. So I'm telling you how to do it. So, go to the photographs, Google photographs, and Google photographs of the moon. I understand, you're going to need to do that. I have all my own photographs, so I already know. But I'm telling you, nobody's hiding that from you. They're not hiding it. Nobody is. It's beyond having to be hidden. It's just beyond that. People just refuse to see it for what it is, so it doesn't even matter. So I'm not really making a moon video right now because it's daytime, so I'm not really making a moon video. I'm just getting people warmed up for it, and I'm letting my subscribers know how to do this because I know that's going to be a question, how I'm doing this. So, again, I went to Google, pulled up some moon photographs, printed them out on the printer, looked them up. I can pull them up again and looking on them with the table. I actually built the moon map model, so I'll get into that later in the series. Made myself a nice little simple table to be able to use, so I'll come and do some really nice videos when it gets dark out in the next couple days. Show you how to hook a phone easily up to your telescope. Just make yourself a little mount. Here's what the mount looks like. Nice and simple. This one I made even better because by cutting it out, I'm able to recess the lens recess now. So that's even nicer. It's a nice flat, even surface. I don't have that little bump to contend with anymore. So it makes it nice. Mount it up to the telescope, take your photographs or videos of the moon. And it's nice because you got this nice big fucking screen compared to sticking your eye, just your eye down in the lens. You got this nice big screen. So at nighttime you don't have the glare coming on the screen either. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And then just pointing out how I'm doing all this is on the cheap. It's very inexpensive to do all this. And that's it. So I'm going to start laying into the moon over the next, couple of weeks that I'm finishing up this series. I'll jump back and forth from the moon to the ground to the cloud level, all that kind of shit. But I guess that's a good enough introduction to this, so you all know how I'm doing this. Oh, and then I'm going to go in microscopically as well, which is pretty cool. You hook this, hold on a minute. Okay, so we're just trying to pull the imagery out with our eyes. And what I'm doing right here. You'll see the imagery in there. Face within face within face, just like everywhere else. And what we're looking at is a printout of the moon on a microscopic level. I've got this little camera microscope on my camera phone right now. What I'm always looking for when I'm doing this is usually just like every other time, is body imagery. I already have confirmed body imagery in the moon. So to see it on a smaller scale is something I'm looking for on the microscopic level. In other words, you have to be careful of imagery that's in the ink in the paper that are not part of the moon. And there's a way to verify that. I'll show you in a minute. I'm just kind of moving the moon picture around a little bit, finding my darker areas so I can show you. When I get in there, I have to stop moving the camera around. I gotta move slower so you can have a chance to see all the imagery. It's, millions of images within this frame, so you just have to look around and see. But it's face within face within face. It's feline, rodent, K9, 8, human and beast, over and over and over. The reason you're able to see them a little more clearly than with just using the telescope alone is because I got some colored lights going on around me. I got a red bulb and a blue bulb behind me, so setting up in a new area. It's like watching the clouds roll by. I'd say the closest I see to this exact imagery, I do get it in the clouds once in a while when the clouds are right, but the veil, when I'm looking at it, the veil, this is what it looks like. So what I was saying is you use the imagery to assure ourselves about certain things. First, I guess that the imagery in the moon never changes, so we can get confirmation on certain things. Moving around again. Set up in a new spot. But on a microscopic level, I don't have much experience with detailing the images. What I'll show you in a second when I pull this off the phone. I'm already at 25 minutes, so anyway, this is what I'm doing, is just going in microscopically on moon photographs. Again, wanting to be careful that I'm not digitally collecting electromagnetic nanocarbon that has not related to the moon, put it that way. It could be related to the paper, the ink, that kind of thing. They have to be separated, which is no big deal to do. So I'm just using this shitty little microscope to do this with, right? My hand's probably over my microphone because it always is. I don't know where the fuck the mic is on this. My hand's always over the microphone and then no one can hear what I'm saying. What I do is I go by these outside ones at this depth to confirm things. So I only have things confirmed down to this depth, then nothing changes. So from full size, from these full size images that I can get you all the way down to, these the deepest ones. I gotta make sure my camera's closed all the way. this stuff on the end is the stuff that I have confirmation. I'll come back in at night and do this, so it's better. It's a better ride. I don't have that glare coming in through the window and shit. He's right here. Yeah, he's right there. With that fucking gold chain. Let's see. More over here. Lose you there. It's looking like fucking ET neck over that way. So it's actually right here somewhere. I'm just looking for something. Right there. Let's see. Let's see. So, hold on a minute. Yeah, it's this way. Alright, let me see something there for a minute. I'm just checking on something. I shouldn't even be doing this now. But I want to see something. Alright, it's a 30-minute video. I better stop. So it's going to start bringing you into the moon. And show you guys how to do it for yourselves. So you're not counting on me to tell you anything. You'll see it all for yourself. Put on a moon on a glass sheet. Go like this. Turn it slowly. I'm turning it really fast. But just keep turning it. These are those plastic transfer sheets for doing iron-on transfer sheets. Iron onto a piece of plastic very carefully, follow directions, and this is the way to go, because you can flip it back and forth and you can shine light through it to see other wonderful things. I'll be back.